Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for a special edition of the Thursday afternoon, just before Friday, Monday morning podcast. We have two of my favorite stand-up comics, two of my favorite people, up and coming. I'll dare I say youngsters to show my age. Two of the funniest fucking guys, and I really got to know them last summer when I was out doing that movie with Pete Davidson and them. These guys were just killing it every night, and they have an absolutely amazing podcast that is now on the All Things Comedy Network, History Hyenas. Please welcome Yannis Pappas and Chris Distefano. What's going on, guys?
What's going on? What's going on, Bill?
How you doing, Billy?
Billy.
I just want to start this podcast saying, fuck Mayor de Blasio, you're ruining New York City.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck de Blasio. Fuck COVID. It's not real. Let's get back out there.
Why is it not real?
Because, listen, I'm no scientist, but here's the deal. We've come to the conclusion through our research that it was created by Nancy Pelosi, and that's just what it was. She made it, and she's been throwing it out there, and it's time to vote to the right.
You guys are hilarious. I just like how that whole point started with because listen.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, you know what it is?
Listen, she created it. That's what it is.
I feel like the only positive thing for me is that when it hit in March, I was in the absolute throes of a fucking sex addiction. And I think that COVID showed up to my body and was like, there's no room here. I think it's just saw too many. It was like, now this guy's got things. He's fired up with chlamydia and God knows what else. So let's just move on. And I beat it.
Did you have it?
No, I never had it, but I never had the antibodies and I never had Corona. You know, I don't know. And we none of us ever had it here. It's like everybody just knows, and we're in New York City.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think you know what it is. When you live in New York City, the immune system gets so strong if you're from here like me and Chris, that we've eaten so many foods that have rat piss in them and rat shit in them.
Yeah.
That like COVID can't stand a chance next to the types of diseases that rats have thrown in our body.
All right. That's the first time you've blown New York. We're only 2 minutes in.
2 minutes in. I was about to say.
Food here.
Also, yeah, I noticed that there was an uptick in cases in Boston.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
You fucking fairy.
The fucking sucks.
Yeah, also the love of the Yankees.
You know what's so funny? All right, we got to go back here. What's so funny about that is I have no idea what's going on in Boston. And if I don't want to quote somebody's stand-up special, but I believe, Yannis, you took time out of your stand-up special to do a whole bit about how much you and New Yorkers don't care about Boston or pay attention. And I don't know, be it sports or a pandemic, you seem to be, I think these last 20 years really hurt you.
Well, you know, ever since we moved the capital, we are the History Hyenas from New York to Washington. We've always been a little jealous of Boston because, you know, you guys really started the country. So that's what it is. But you can watch my special. It's called Blowing the Light. It's on YouTube. And Bill Burr gives it the thumbs up, even though he hasn't watched it.
I just watched the clips. Now, wait a minute. I thought the country started in Virginia.
I don't, you know, for us, history's secondary. What's first is that just we speak to the woke people in the world. That's our top priority, is that what we say is right. And it doesn't have to be factually right in history, but it has to be morally right.
Bill, the only reason I even brought up New York versus Boston is because I'm just trying to get things flowing on the algorithm. I was just thinking that maybe it'll be some type of New York-Boston clip that we post. I just want to get the fucking on the algorithm's good side on this fucking goddamn. The gatekeeper used to be whomever from Montreal Comedy Festival. Now it's some nerd in India on who's going to fucking say which clips are going to put to the algorithm, try to get some waves from you or Joe Rogan. That's just the way it works now.
You blew it when
what is the algorithm? I mean,
the algorithm on YouTube. The algorithm's going to decide what clips and shows to show to viewers that aren't your fans if it looks like, you know, something that's interesting or gets a lot of views or similar to your audience or Joe Rogan's audience or Tim Dillon's audience, Andrew Schultz's audience.
Don't talk about the algorithm.
That's probably the number one rule. And you're not supposed to curse in the first 5 minutes. And I opened up by saying, fuck the Red Sox. So I'm an idiot, and I apologize to the algorithm.
Well, you must be happy about the Red Sox. I don't think we have enough roided up free agents this year. We're going to have to rebuild, get rid of some.
I haven't watched baseball. I haven't gotten into this. I couldn't, even the Islanders. I'm a big Islanders fan. They're going to probably go to the Stanley Cup.
The NHL's been great.
I just can't. For me, man, I don't know why. It's just not having the fans there. Everything seems like preseason. Everything seems like exhibition. And I realized that I played sports my whole life, and it's one of those things where I'm like, do I not love sports? Because if I can't watch it without the fans, why was I even watching it to begin with? I think I used to just do it because it's what my dad would make me do. And now he moved to Florida and he's on fucking dialysis, so who knows? He's unconscious half the time.
Yeah, but he's got
so
a little.
Watch it.
He's got a little bit of your money, so he's got some money to play around with.
My dad's got some juice on the games. Yeah, it's what it is.
Did that guy? Did he force you to play sports? You think
he did? That was the thing. Like my mother would always say when I was a kid, she was like, Tony, he doesn't want to play. And then he would be like, my dad would just be like, no, he does want to play. And I'd be like, I really don't want to play. And he's like, you're going to fucking play. And then I would just play, basketball and baseball. And I remember I remember one time I got hit by a pitch. We were playing baseball. I got hit by a pitch. I was like 11 years old. I was crying at home plate. I just wanted someone to comfort me. And my dad just fucking, coaching the game, walks out and he's like rubbing my back. He's like, you got to stop crying. You're fucking embarrassing me. I'm like, my back hurts. I don't want to play the game. He's like, are you really going to be the name on the back of your jersey? You're embarrassing me. He was like, I cannot wait. I cannot fucking wait to get home because I'm going to beat the shit out of you. And then I was just, it never happened. But I was just, I think for so much of my life, I just played sports because my dad, would just make me do it.
Sort of like Division II scoring record. Career.
Yeah, I'm the all-time leading scorer in my college, and I never wanted to play the game, but I would just still shoot 1,000 jump shots every day, just play, baseball, basketball. It was just because I wanted my dad to be proud of me, and I guess at the end he kind of was.
Did you look back after your playing career and be like, what the hell was that? Or was it while you were doing it, like the last 6 months, did you realize, like, I got to stop doing this because this wasn't my dream?
I think that it's just, we were talking about before about like addictions and stuff like that. I think that it's just all I've done my whole life is just change addictions that I've had. Like first it was basketball and sports because my dad was like, this is what you want to do. And I was like, I want my dad to love me. I want my dad to be proud of me. I'm addicted to that because he left and my family was divorced. And I'm like, Dad, this will make dad proud. 1,000 jump shots. And then boom, basketball accolades. And then it stops. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to play anymore. So then it turned to getting my mother's love because my mother would say, I remember my mother said to me once when I was 21, she was like, I feel like you do everything for your father and you won't do anything for me. She's like, I feel like you're such a smart kid and you've never applied yourself academically and that's all I ever wanted. And all you ever did was prove stuff to your dad. So then I fucking got into graduate school and got a doctorate degree and got a doctorate degree in physical therapy because I swear to God, I did it from my mother. I just was like putting my head down and doing it. And then I'm doing physical therapy for a year and I said, fuck this. I don't want to do this. I want to do something for me. And then I went to the Gotham Comedy Club open mic. And then I've just been doing this ever since. So I think I've just changing addictions. And then eventually this will probably peter out. And I don't know what I'll get addicted to and do after this.
What Yannis needs to do is now put pressure on you to become the greatest co-host in the short time of podcasting history, and then you'll achieve that too. You know what this was reminding me of? The Andre Agassi book. Did you ever read that? Open?
I never read the Andre Agassi book. No,
I've never read it. But Andrew looks like a Greek tennis player from Australia.
What Agassi say?
He wrote this book where he talked about he never wanted to play tennis. His dad, this is so fucking crazy. His dad decided he was going to play tennis and he just made him go out and practice. He was crying, didn't want to do it. And it's just amazing the will of that guy and him keeping him on playing. He's one of the few guys, he won a Grand Slam on all 3 different surfaces, never wanted to play. You might want to check that out.
He also smoked a little crack, right?
He did. He was on crack.
He did smoke a little crack.
I don't think that's true.
No, he did. For sure. He was because I was a ball boy at the U.S. Open. All the jobs for like the Queens dirtbag kids.
You guys fucking with me now? He's on crack.
Dude, I swear to God.
No, he smoked crack. So did
he smoked crack.
Jennifer Capriati smoked crack too. I smoked crack with her.
So when I was a ball boy at the U.S. Open, and, like everybody else, like Wimbledon and the French Roland Garros, they'll all get like elite kids, like diplomats' kids to be the ball boys and ball girls and court attendants. But in the U.S. Open, it's just they get dirtbags from Queens. So they went to, my neighborhood, Middle Village, Ridgewood, Glendale. They just got all these kids that were just, and we didn't understand really the sport at all. Like we're just cursing and we're not being quiet while they're volleying the ball back and forth. Nobody fucking knows the word. We're like, oh, tennis, this is gay. Like we're like, oh, we're watching these gay guys play.
Andre did not smoke crack, by the way. He smoked crystal meth.
Crystal meth.
That's what it was.
All right.
Giannis, how many times did you smoke crack with Jennifer Capriati?
A couple of times. It was about 90.
The greatest
90.
joke. If you said once, I'd be like, you know why that was? Because you can't keep your fucking mouth shut. Why are you spilling the beans on her?
Because, I mean, that was like big news. And then she came back and she won the U.S. Open after smoking crack. I mean,
wait, was it
that
big
should
news
be
that she smoked with you or big news that she smoked?
No, she didn't. I was just joking. I never smoked with her. I didn't have the honor. I never had the honor of smoking with her. But I did have some friends who knew her who had the honor of smoking with her. True story.
All right.
And for a while she just
your podcast. I get your podcast now. Okay. True story. Here we go.
Yeah. We don't tell the truth at all. I mean, we're two gay kids trapped in straight bodies who love history but don't talk about history. That's our podcast.
That is definitely a unique niche.
But the thing I was saying with interesting, it was fucking crazy with Agassi. So when we
I love the way you just said that, Agassi.
Yeah, Andre
with Agassi.
So we it's just fun. It's a funny thing because it's like, listen, it was 2001, so you could just say what you could say, and it just wasn't a problem. But when 9/11 happened, we were all court attendants there and ball boys, and all my friends I'm still friends with today, they're all fucking firemen and cops now. But after it was Agassi versus Sampras, and there was right after 9/11 when they finished the U.S. Open, it was this insane rainstorm. So we at the ground school, we would have to clean up the rain and do all that, and dry the courts and all that. So we were underneath the tunnel while the Zambonis were out there drying, and 9/11 had just happened, and Agassi asked he was volleying. Him and Pete Sampras were just volleying the ball back and forth while me and our all my other friends that I'm still friends with are just sitting down there. We got nothing to do. And then they asked us, Andre Agassi asked us, he was like, what, did any of you guys, anything happen to any of your families in the terrorist attack? And then him and Pete Sampras were sitting down on their rackets, listening to me and my friend Pat and a couple other guys talk about 9/11 and all that. And then one of my friends, he was like, to Andre Agassi, because it's just what, it was 2001, we were 17. He goes, you're a good guy, Andre. He's like, we used to call you Andre Fogassi, but you're a pretty good guy. And then Andre just laughed. He just laughed. He was like, I've never heard that one. And I was like, you've probably heard that one.
Kid had a sick mullet for a little while.
Yeah, and he used to wear the dangling earring, but he wasn't wearing it that day. And this is when he was bald, Andre Agassi. Yeah. It was a pretty cool moment.
You gotta read that. When he was starting to lose his hair, he had a little piece that he would wear, and he actually lost. I think he lost a big game tournament because he was concerned he was sweating so much that it was going to slide off his head. That's what he was dealing with. It's just like he can't seem to get that first serve out of the net. And he was dealing with. I'm telling you, dude, it's an incredible read. And as my listeners,
I'm going to read it.
I don't think there's anything funnier than a hairpiece.
Right.
I don't think there's anything funnier than thinking of a guy taking his hairpiece off and putting it on a statue next to his bed and laying himself down to sleep.
I just can't imagine. There's a couple of things. One, how hot it is. I just would feel like it's wearing like a woolen hat all the time. It's like that you just feeling your scalp being sweaty. And then also, God forbid, if you're single and you're wearing a piece and you meet some woman and you have feelings and you can't have any secrets, at what point do you fucking lift that thing off?
Dude, Bill, it happened to my father. My father married my stepmom. They're still married to this day. Had no idea. It was 3 weeks after they were married. She said, I have something to confess to you. And she pulled her hair off and she has a wig.
She's got a piece?
She's got a piece. I used to put her wig on when I was a little kid and do jump shots and call myself Grandma Ma because what Larry Johnson commercials were out.
She had one?
She pulled her hair off. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you.
Wow.
Nobody knew. And then I remember my uncle, who's dead now, I was fucking horrible thing, but he just would do these things for laughs because he's a psychopath. But and it was horrible to even think about this now, but as an adult, but when I was a kid, I was just doing what my uncle said to do. I pulled her wig off on Thanksgiving dinner and ran down the block with it.
That she's like a
told you to do
pioneer
that?
for women with.
He told me to do that. He was
Yeah.
like, it'll be funny. It'll be funny.
What did she? Oh, she was mortified.
Mortified and, had, resentment towards me for years. That's just recently, opened up to kindness and love. Since I had my kid. Now she's happy and she forgot about it. But I didn't know. I was a little kid. I was being told what to do.
She's got to be some sort of pioneer for women. I didn't even know women could have a hairpiece.
Yeah, and it's a nice thing. Sometimes, my mom, when they would get in an argument, she'd bring it up,
Yeah,
she'd just fucking make little jokes about the
Your
wigs.
mom's always got
Brutal.
that over her. Yeah.
Oh, it's brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you can't do it. You just you gotta just shave the head, get shit for 2 weeks, and then people can't remember what you look like with hair, and then it's over. But if you start, walking around with that, the skeleton's not even in the closet, it's sitting on top of your head.
When did you just shave it, Bill? How old were you when you just shaved the head?
How far back was the hairline going? How much was it Fat Joe's song Lean Back before we you know what? Let me just give in to this.
Well, that's a hip hop reference, so I remember that song. No, I was losing it in the back. So I still have it in the front. I don't have it here. So
why don't you just go with the Woody Allen with the little landing saucer? You could put a yarmulke over it, maybe.
Because I think he already has it. He's kind of done that look.
True.
You look good now, dude. You look like a fucking
why don't
emoji.
you go with the Hitler stash? I mean, you got the right face for it. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, certain people just, I don't want to with that guy's baggage. I don't need to be rocking the same haircut as him.
But if you do have a nice round head, so it works out nice. You look good. You're one of those guys who look good bald. But if you didn't, if I went bald and my head wasn't as round as yours, I would try a piece. I would try to put a piece on.
Today he's having a good hair day.
They do now is they bring in reinforcements as they're going. So now they vacuum them out. Dude, I know guys who back in the day, the option, there was before when I was a real little kid, you had those awful ant legs that literally you'd look at them and you saw that dot. They were fucking horrible. And then they came up with a new thing where they would cut an 1/8 inch slice out of the back of your head. And then they would lay it on the fucking table. They'd stitch you back up this way. And then they would drop them in like that. Not even knowing if they were going to work or not. So that you'll see guys my age still, you'll see they have the smiley face scar on the back of their head. That's from a transplant that didn't take. But now, you guys, you spoiled millennials, they can just vacuum them out in the back, no scar, and then drop them in, and you're good to go. And, we're in show business. We've definitely seen people losing a battle, and all of a sudden, in the fourth quarter, they came back and won big. And it looks great, too. I'm just not into it. I guess I could do that, but I guess if you look like Brad Pitt, I get why doing it, but why would I do all of that? I feel like if you look like me, the more you look like a regular guy, the better chance you have at getting work. You know what I mean? It's I'm going to get hair plugs at 52 and be the next fucking heartthrob? I'm 52. Yeah. It's fucking over. Right. It's over either way. So that was my philosophy.
When you went into the role in the Apatow movie about Pete, did they at some point want to put a rug on you, or you just went with the bald look?
No. If anything, they were like, what if we grow it out? I was going to do that. I kind of look at my head like a blank slate. So whatever you want to do with it, I don't give a shit. But I'm not going to, acting is one thing. All right. But you're in a movie, whatever, you got to look a certain way, whatever, But as far as my day-to-day, I'm not dealing with gluing some shit on my head or taking some shit that's keeping my hair going, but it's crushing my liver. So I'll die at 58 with a nice fucking, healthy head of hair, nice, like a damaged liver.
You're the best you ever looked. You're the best you ever looked now. Guys just get the fucking facial hair with the bald look. That's your look. Because when you were in your late 30s, you had your hair was receding hair and you were wearing fucking bell-bottom jeans. You were going you were out of your fucking mind. I was like, this guy's the funniest guy I've ever seen. He looks like a fucking idiot.
But why has he got stars on his shoulders?
It was baggy clothes, and we all wore them, and you wore them too.
I know. I'm just kidding. I can see you shake. I'm just kidding.
I could tell you this. Well, I mean, you give me shit, I give it back. That's the game.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll take all the shit.
I'm not asking you to. I'm just telling you what I'm going to do.
Oh.
I actually, unfortunately, had a friend of mine pass away the past month, so I went back to look at photos to see what I had, for the memorial and all of that. And I have to tell you, as much shit as the 70s get for clothes, the 90s are the worst. And what kills me is I had like a fucking 8-pack stomach. I was shredded. I was just...
And you didn't show it off.
And I was wearing like potato sacks. Like, dude, this right here, this little seam here that's supposed to be like right here on your shoulder was like almost down by my elbow.
Yeah.
It was the whole fucking, everybody looks like they used to be 300 pounds and did some fad diet and lost like $180. I saw you flexing there. You got the guns going. We all see him, Chrissy.
Say again?
I saw you flexing there on that take there, checking out.
Yeah, because you know what happened? I got to...
Tries a popping, dude. You're crushing it.
I got to chill through the air conditioner, and it maybe flets up. But then I did look out. Tried to look at my tattoo, which looks like shit.
What does it say?
This
got scripture.
This one's my name, my neighborhood on my arm. It says established 1984. The year I was born. Stupid. Then I have scripture on my arm. I got a cross on my back. I look like I'm fighting in a fucking Catholic crusade that doesn't exist.
Yeah, he looks like Robert De Niro from Cape Fear.
Yeah, it's stupid.
He's got like fucking scriptures all over.
You guys are really big on your neighborhoods.
Yeah, we love the neighborhoods, and I moved out of it immediately.
And what's funny is all it is nothing but horrific stories about how shitty it was and what happened. But like everybody, I respect that.
Yeah,
the love of the dysfunction. And you guys are the Bay Ridge boys.
Now we're the Bay Ridge boys.
Bay Ridge boys. We made it even more local. We got into show business to make it go even more local.
Yeah.
Like, what can we think of the most obscure neighborhood to call ourselves? How about Bay Ridge, Brooklyn?
There you go.
Bill, did your friend who passed away, did he pass away from COVID?
No.
It sucks to die during a pandemic of something else that's not the disease. It's like dying on 9/11, but you fucking weren't in the bill. You got hit by a car.
Yeah. You definitely don't get the big press release.
Yeah.
No, what it is without getting totally into the deal. It's just when you start paying for your sins. Put it. I
get it.
Yeah. So I would suggest all of you guys, especially you, Yannis. I don't know. You're just sort of sitting there sagging with that depressed look on your face. You got a lot of weight between your ears. I would definitely go to a heart
and between his tits lately.
Yeah, I've gotten really fat recently, Bill. You have such an amazing.
Shit, I can't hear you. What happened? It'll come back. Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, I missed that. You were talking about.
I just know from what I follow you on Twitter that the Bruins won last night.
No, they didn't.
They lost.
They got bounced out. So you should be happy. That's a Boston team that didn't win a championship.
But you know what? That's what we have in common as Boston and New York guys, as Northeast Corridor guys. Where we're from is a big part of who we are. And that you tweet about Boston sports being a national, in a lot of ways, international comedian also shows that you're as fucking stupid as we are.
Yeah. I mean, I don't get moving somewhere else and then just being like, well, I need a local team here. What's hard for me is that when I moved to New York, it was like the height of the curse of the babe thing. And then I come out to LA and it's always Celtics, Lakers and shit like that. And, and then with the whole Astros scandal, and then the guy was coaching the Red Sox, we beat the Dodgers. It just becomes like this. I've just been behind sports enemy lines for so long that recently when I went to a Bruins home game, I just couldn't believe that I could wear a Bruins t-shirt and not have to have it zipped up and I'm too fucking old to be dealing with people yelling at me and shit. Like I usually just go like plain clothes. I just show up, quietly root for my team, and I leave. But I am envious that the fact that you guys got to be in show business, stay where you're from, and still be able to go to the teams you want to see. But that's also why New Yorkers are such meatheads, is you guys never leave, and your perspective of the world is like literally 20 blocks,
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, look at the skyline. This is amazing. And then when you go elsewhere, you act like you're not uncomfortable. You act like it's just a piece of shit and you're above it. But the reality is, the second you guys get away from your favorite place to buy your kicks and your fucking pizza, you get horrifically uncomfortable.
No, dude, I love going to LA. I appreciate the sights. Now I roll around in California. I go to the left over here. We got a fire that's on fire over there. So that whole block
material, Yannis, that
is on fire. Material. Over here, those Mexicans right there, they're working over there for less than a minimum wage. Over there, there's water being piped in from another state. Over there, this place shouldn't be here.
Well, none of us should be here. We stole the country, Yannis.
I know.
What about New York? Like, you can't do that in New York? I hang out with you in New York, Yannis. You're like, over here I got shot. This is where I saw a homeless guy take a shit. And you want to talk about illegal aliens? You don't have any of those in New York?
That's why I got out of there, and that's why I'm living in New Hampshire now.
They're taking your country away from you, man.
They're taking my goddamn country, and you're not going to do it. I got myself a gun. I'm a gun owner. Come and get some. Anything comes up that hill, I'm shooting it.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Dude. But sports, there's trust in sports, though. Like,
Bill, I bought a gun. I own a gun.
I know. And you got such a fucking diarrhea of the mouth. When you buy a gun, the last thing you do is go on the podcast and let people know that when they go in there at your house that they need to be strapped too.
Yeah.
You just literally read your playbook, you dummy.
Yeah, well, you know what? Nobody knows where I live because I live in New Hampshire, so come get some. If you want some, come get some.
All right.
Yeah. I'm just going to stay. I'm in Brooklyn in the fucking thick of it, and there's a part of me that wants to go, but now I don't know. It's like, should I go down with the ship? But that's stupid too, right, Bill? Because it's like.
That's what I'm doing in L.A.
You're going down with the ship. You're not going to move to Austin.
I feel like everybody, like half of my friends at this point have either died, got canceled, or are now leaving LA. So I'm just feeling like, I feel like a fifth-year senior in high school right now. Like where did everybody go? So it's been, definitely weird. Definitely weird. I've been fighting off having the blues. Wouldn't quite call it depression, but I definitely have been fighting that type of shit off. So I've been trying to throw myself into other things. I got some socially distanced shows coming out.
How was going to Dave Chappelle's thing?
Oh man, it was incredible. And
heard you made a lot of money.
Oh yeah, man, hand over fist. I bought the next town over from Dave. I basically, no, dude, he fucking flew us all in. It was like a paid vacation. And then I got to do stand-up the way it used to be. Everybody's phones were locked. And there was this, oh my God, I can say whatever I want to say. And I don't have to deal with white chicks trying to end my fucking career or just the idea of it, which I'm really hoping the same way 90s clothes went out of style, that when all of this is over, this whole sort of comedy, what was that thing? McCarthyism that they're doing, and the way people like the amount of fucking comedians that are just co-signing on accusations when it's like it might have happened, might not have happened, and they're like trying to help take out these guys it was pretty eye-opening. And then it's weird when you run into one of those comics and you know that they're the ones that will just go with what anything is said. And then they say hello to you and you just kind of look at them like, hi, until somebody says 20 years ago, I sneezed on their fucking burrito or some shit. And then it's like, I know who you are. I know what you're going to do. So I just find the whole thing, it's just such a bizarre fucking time. You know,
yeah, there's no comedy community now. It's like everyone's your potential enemy.
There is 95% of comics are not doing that. And I just really think it just says a lot to me about a person, you know, because a lot of the times too, it's not just like, look, obviously if somebody has like fucking, 30 women coming out, okay, I know the person still didn't get a trial, but I mean, it's like, what the fuck? How did you get 30 people to all have roughly the same story from all? Like, I get all of that, but like, my thing was when they then delve into it. My favorite thing is then you see them just slowly start criticizing the comedian's act and all of this shit. You start to be like, oh, wait a minute now. Let's try to stay on. Let's try to keep it on the road here. Remember what you're outraged about. You're outraged about these alleged victims. You're not outraged about how this person was getting more spots than you were at the fucking Chuckle Hut. So it's definitely. It
seems like
and so you just have to say hi back, and because it's air quote not worth it. But I mean it's hard for I don't know. I mean I don't like to live my life not saying what I'm feeling. So, but it is what it is, as they say.
Isn't that you're Irish though? Isn't kind of that what you guys do? Isn't that your all's deal?
I'm mostly German. Well, I know you're
a German kid like me.
A lot of movies about Irish people. I don't know what Irish people are like because I'm mixed with a bunch of different white European shit. So I would go to Ireland to find out what they're like. But I'm German
and Irish. Yeah, you guys aren't as that effusive with your emotions. It's more cerebral.
I know, and you guys have big fat Greek weddings. I also watch Hollywood movies about your fucking,
Did you not? You didn't educate yourself through library fees at the library and take a janitor job at Harvard just to be around those people, but scurry off when someone wants to know who did that equation on the wall? That's not you?
Boy. Oh, boy. First the LA fires and now a fucking Good Will Hunting reference.
Yeah, we're going wild here today.
Look, Bill, if you're depressed, when you come to do your show in Connecticut, can you please meet up with us? Because we are the cure for depression.
No.
We will fucking take you on a ferry ride.
No.
We will fucking set sail with you. We'll take you to some museums. We'll prance around, get some fucking ice cream, and get fucking cute and drink some smoothies and put a smile on that sour face.
I would do that in a second. But Yannis, I know you. After the smoothie and the sugar rush ends, I know, as Chris says, Yanni Long Days comes in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now we call him Yanni Biden because he keeps forgetting what he's saying.
One of my favorite clips I saw of your show, which I absolutely fucking love. I think you guys are superstars, man. People watching this, you got to check these guys out. I was watching this clip. There was some guy talking about COVID, and he was talking about the bad things that were happening. And Yannis was just stoking the fires. The guy's like, well, there's going to be hospital beds filled. There's going to be blah, 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 blah. And then Yannis just goes, rioting in the streets. And the guy's like, rioting in the streets. And I swiped past it. It's like, I don't want to fucking listen to this shit.
Yeah. I hate that I'm right so much.
I avoid that train of thought because I know how I'm wired and I'm paranoid and I can't listen to that shit. The same way, like, I avoid a lot of discussions with parents when they get into that hysteria. Like, have you got your kid into a private school yet? You got to do this. Are they doing puzzles? If they're not doing puzzles, people are saying blah, blah, blah. I just walk away. So
yeah.
Yannis,
Same with me.
I would go on the ride. I'd get the smoothie. I'd give Chrissy the nod, and then I would slowly just back away. And I don't even give a shit what subway line it was on and which way it was going. I'd go down those stairs and I would get on it. And then I would get away from you.
Yeah, well, if you don't think we're going to make you take a sip with the straw and yell cute while you do it.
Yeah, we're going to do it.
Coming, yeah.
And if you don't think we're going to secretly film it and put it on patreon.com/BayRidgeBoys, you got another thing coming. It's about the content, baby.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, Billy.
You got another thing coming. It's one of my favorite.
Yeah, thank you. Man.
You got another thing coming. That's a fucking old school. That ended if this guy thinks he's going to be doing exactly what I'm letting him get away with, he's got another thing coming. It's like, he's thinking that because you're letting him do that. That's basically the phony tough talk after the fact when I was a kid.
Bill, I got a daughter coming. She's due in the beginning of October. Any tips for me?
No, man. It's other than it's kind of a great thing that it's happening during the pandemic is great because you won't be going on the road or anything. You can be there for everything. Having a kid is one of the few things that lives up to the hype. it's great. I would my only advice is really be careful who you listen to when it comes to other parents, because anybody can have a kid. And I've just sort of found that if parents have a kid older than yours, they think they know everything. And whatever their kid's doing, you're going to do. So what I learned from that is I'm not going to give you any advice, because what do I know? I've only been doing it for a couple of years. So I'm really happy for you, and you're going to have a great time. And like I said, just watch out. If you feel your heart rate coming up, talking to somebody, just get away from that. Includes fucking doctors too. You'll take them, oh, this baby's underweight, this baby's overweight. They don't take into consideration the build of your family, their genetics, and all of that type of shit. Like, it's just.
They're also sponsored too. Like doctors, it's like a lot of doctors, like those companies, drugs and these vaccines, that they're all sponsoring. They're paying them, they're giving them kickbacks. So you have to do your own research. And now with the internet, it's like I just do all my own research as much as I can, try to work collaboratively with the pediatrician. But I'm also like, I'm not just going to give my kid this medication if her fucking test is coming up negative for strep throat, but you just want to give her the antibiotics anyway. It's like, no, I'm not going to do that. We've got to believe in our immune system.
I definitely got my kid like all the vaccinations.
Like, I did too. I'm saying like antibiotics or different things where it's like some of that stuff is not always necessary.
Yeah, it's an ugly game. It's an
ugly game, baby.
I heard that when they bring their new drugs there, they have good-looking people bring it to the doctors, and the doctors get a little bump. Of
course.
They bring a little hottie in there.
Of course.
Sells, guys. I don't know if you've ever heard that.
Yes, it does.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Which is why you guys are so successful.
I mean, we're a couple of cute kids, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
When are you guys going to do your gay straight show podcast live at one of the local gay clubs?
That's actually a good look. We have the largest transgendered fan base of any podcast that has been absolutely looked into and researched. We're number one. We have the most trans fans.
Yep.
So that's a great idea to perform for that very important subset of our fan base.
Yeah.
We would actually have a fucking great show at a gay
But why
club.
can't we just say that now? Like, it's one of those things where it's like, I fucking feel like I'm trans today. What, like, am I a bad person now if I'm like, hey, today I feel trans and that's what I want to go with, but then tomorrow I don't? Are you shaming me by telling me, hey, yesterday you wanted to be trans and today you don't? Like, I just feel like everything's a fucking free-for-all now on what you can and can't say. It's like, you know what? Today with Bill Burr, I wanted to go trans and I felt right. And maybe tomorrow I won't. No?
Well, listen, nobody's saying you can't go trans. I don't know. I didn't know where that came from.
Well, all right. Well, I'm going to go cut my dick off.
He just doesn't want to do it while his father's alive. He's waiting for his father to pass. And then I think he's going full Chrissy.
Well, that's the thing, dude.
And also the problem is you got your protruding brow is going to be tough to take.
I've never been able to take a good look inside, if I'm really being honest with myself, on who I am as a man and what my sexuality is, because my dad's still alive and there's something, it's a block. But when he dies, I may come right out. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I mean, you make a beautiful, handsome man, but as a woman, it's a little scary.
Huh? They can shave that brow down. If they can make people's, like, if they got the big lantern jaw, if they can fix that, they can. I got that Frankenstein thing too.
Yeah. No, I'm not gay. I know I'm not gay. And I haven't had sex with anyone in 4 or 5 months. And that feels good too. I realized, like, I was just a sexual sex maniac for a while, but now I'm better.
The ladies love this kid big time.
I've heard the stories. The stories made it all the way out here.
Yeah.
I mean, big time.
He was in demand.
And here's the thing. Chris says that he falls in love with men. He has sex with women. Now, we couldn't wait to get on this podcast because you seem like a real comfortable person to talk to about this. What do you think? What's his perspective?
I didn't see you mugging at Chris when you said that.
No, because you're kind of a you're kind of a fluid guy. You're not really you're fluid. So it's like, what does that mean that Chris he falls in love with men, but he has sex with women? What's your take on that as an open-minded kid from Boston? I'm going to get yelled at.
Why are you going to drag Boston into it?
I knew I was going to get yelled at because I wanted to get yelled at. I want to get scolded. I got a fetish for it.
What does that mean? Well, I'm not a sex therapist. I don't know. That could mean anything from his unresolved issues with his dad all the way to like he's gay. Like I think just, I got to be honest. I just think they stick everything in a box. It's like either you're an addict, you're not, you're gay, you're straight,
Right.
you're fucking, I don't know what else. I ran
You know
out of
what though?
examples.
Like drug addicts find each other, sex addicts find each other too. I noticed that, and I went to like 2 meetings to like try to go through it and talk about it. And I noticed it's all
dangerous to have all you guys in the same room. You just didn't all start fucking on the table.
Yeah, just all. No, it's not. It's weird. It's not like that. I would thought that that's what it was going to be, but it's really not like that at all. Yeah, no, I started fucking cranking my
Because
monkey.
it must be like a lot of good-looking people in there, right? If you have
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. There was one guy who was like 85 years old. Then there was one person who was transgender. There was a couple of girls in there. It was mostly guys. And then yeah, it's weird because it's like it was always empty sex on both sides. Like I would imagine, like, people who go do coke or fucking are addicted to crack or whatever, they just do it and then that's it. And then it's like, ugh, get away from me. But it's been nice for the past few months to be like, ugh, have some clarity on. I didn't realize how much my mind was being clouded by just trying to chase pussy all the time.
So you think now you're full?
It takes up a lot of time. And Yannis, thank you for once again perpetuating the myth that all racism in this country exists in the South and in Boston.
Did you say that?
Did I say that?
He kind of did. He goes, "You open-minded Boston guy." It's just.
Oh yeah.
I meant that in the sort of a way that you're a guy's guy, Bill. For sure, you're a guy's guy.
You're projecting. It's your
You're
own
not
insecurity. I'm not a guy's guy. I look like a fucking pumpkin.
Yeah,
I'm not a
and
guy's
please,
guy.
let's just be careful.
The Marlboro man. The Marlboro man. The guy's guy has jet black hair or brown hair, a strong fucking jaw. He has pigment. I mean, that's Hollywood's guy's guy. All right.
Yeah, but I mean, if I came to you with a problem and it wasn't like a real problem, but I just needed to talk to about my emotions, I think there's a chance you would tell me to just suck it up and work harder.
Again, well, yeah. I mean, listen. There's who I am and who you think I am.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah. No matter what, Bill, I'm the one who's going to get yelled at after this fucking episode. So, because last time I chimed in and you guys were arguing, he was fucking screaming at me. So I don't know what to say now.
I was just
I'm on the fucking other Greek side. I want to start doing a podcast with this Greek, who's the producer kid.
Yeah, fucking Mark Philippoussis.
Yeah.
If you can keep your feelings professional, I think you guys could do a lot of stuff in this.
I can't keep my feelings professional with that fucking beautiful hair. That kid's got a head of beautiful hair, and it's pulled back, and it's turning me on. And he's a Greek kid, so for me and him, it's quite natural. You guys, you don't have that in your culture as much as we do. But look, I'm not saying I'm a gay kid, but if I went to jail, I'd be pretty good at it.
Giannis, you're an American and you're from New York City. So just stop with all the fucking old country horse shit. You are 100% of this country. You're out of this soil. That's what you are.
I am.
You're searching for an identity. And I can tell you right now, you don't get that fat eating Greek food.
Can you see that?
You are eating American poison. That is what you are eating.
Yeah, I got to get my.
Oh man, you got maybe a D cup going there.
Yeah,
coming to the stage, ladies and gentlemen.
And I'm telling them, it's gonna get I could go one of two ways. When the baby's born, either something will kick in, his genetic coding will kick in and say, I got to lose the weight for this baby and do this and that. Or it's just he's going to be so exhausted, especially those first couple of years, that, I mean, we get into a real, I'm talking about a 400-pound situation where I'm just going to fucking slap bacon off his tits on the Patreon all day.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got real.
Definitely has the potential to become a big boy. You see him. He's one of those in-shape guys, but you can also see the fatty within. I'm going breakfast club on you now.
Yeah. I mean, ask Verzi how I eat. He actually says he's actually cannot believe that I have not blown out fully by the way I eat. He's actually said that I sometimes put on displays that rival like Bobby Kelly displays of eating.
And I'll tell you, fucking Verzi can throw down.
He can.
Yeah.
And not only that, That guy can throw down whenever you want. Early, late, doesn't, double up, little double header. That guy can throw down.
He can. I'm smoking sticks every day, by the way, since this pandemic. You think that's a problem?
I am so envious of that. Although I have found, though, when you do it every day, like you're so burn out your taste buds, then you're just doing it to be doing it. So I try to like go like 2 weeks, but I got to tell you, man, the anticipation after 2 weeks is tremendous. When you kind of do it day in and day out. When I went out and did Chappelle's, I just said, fuck it. And I brought like 4 or 5 with me, had the little nubs for during the day. Like one of my favorite things to do on the road is to do laundry. I just hate coming home with like fucking dirty underwear and socks and all that shit. So,
dude, only the Hall of Fame white guys are going to Dave Chappelle's camp. You, CK, Jon Stewart, you got to be Hall of Fame white if you want to get invited to Chappelle's.
Yeah.
Not middle of road white ain't getting that fucking call, babe. It's the big league whites. And listen, we deserve it. Yeah. I'm not mad at it. It's like, yeah, what the fuck? I get it. What did I ever do for you?
Yeah, I think Adam Ray went. He's Hall of Fame too.
Adam Ray? Yeah,
Hall of Fame, yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you, Adam Ray, I did a roast. You would have loved this, Yannis. I did a roast of Big Papi
nice.
In Boston, and Adam Ray was on it. And, dude, he hired a makeup person, and he came out in character as this guy like 20 years older than him, bald, wearing like a Yankees jersey. And he came up as a Yankee fan and just trashed the fucking Red Sox, all of their fans and all of Boston. He fucking murdered. We loved it. It was like, we got 27, you fucking cocksuckers. And everything that he said, everything that you would say to me that would get me going to argue, he said, but it was hilarious because it was at a roast and everybody just knew that that's what it was. And, dude, I'm telling you, I have like, and he also was on Joe McIntyre's show, Return of the Mac, and he crushed it on that. He's a super, super talented guy.
Dude, I hosted this show once. It was called Off the Bat. It was like on MTV2, but it was Major League Baseball's attempt to make baseball like young and cool and whatever. And Big Papi was the producer. And we were it was me, a camera guy, and Big Papi. And we stops the interview in the back of his SUV. He stops the interview. And he gets on he's like, guys, please turn the cameras off. Gets on the phone with his agent. And it was when the Red Sox wouldn't sign him to a 1-year deal to be the highest paid DH in the league. And he says, I've had enough of this shit. He's telling his agent right in front of all of us. It's like, I had a fuck enough of this shit. He said, if they don't give me the deal I want in 1 hour, he said, call Brian Cashman and I'm signing with the Yankees. He said this in front of us all.
I remember you told me the story.
He said, true story. Dude, I text my father. I'm like, Dad, biggest news.
You guys can't keep your mouth shut.
It's a true story.
No, listen, because I text my dad. I'm like, biggest fucking news of all time. I said, Dad, I think Papi's coming to the Yanks. Going to be big, big news. I'll explain when I get home. So then I forget I even texted my father. My dad just takes me at my word. Of course, that call never happens. Big Papi becomes the highest paid DH in the league. Red Sox win the World Series that year. I get a call from my stepmother maybe a day or two later. She goes, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, your father just put $5,000 on the Yankees to win the World Series because he said Big Papi's going to be their DH, but I saw he's on the Red Sox. Yankees came in third in the AL East that year, and I got yelled at by my stepmom almost every day of the season. Every time the Yankees lost, she was like, really? This is what you do to us, Christopher?
Exactly.
All right, I got to do a little advertising read here.
Thanks for having us, Bill. Appreciate it.
In a maskless world soon. Your Yankees, by the way, you and the Dodgers are favored. Odds-on favorite to win the World Series, and we both know how that's going to go.
Yeah, don't tell my father that because I'll lose another $5K.
We both know the Dodgers can't swing that leg over the fence. They can't get over the hump. All right,
I'll
talk to you guys later. Thank you so much. Yannis Pappas Chris Distefano. Do you have any stand-up dates?
You say that
yes.
Again, it cut out. Sorry,
if it wouldn't freeze. Do you have any stand-up dates that you want to?
Yes. Yeah, historyhyenas.com. We can check out all our stand-up dates there. I'm on the road October 8th to the 11th in Delaware, Scranton, PA, Pittsburgh, PA, and Cape Cod, Massachusetts with Andrew Santino. And then October 23rd, I got a live streaming show at 8 p.m. anywhere in the world, any state, any city, live streaming for an hour. October 23rd, chrisdcomedy.com for tickets.
Yeah, and I'll be at the Stress Factory, my only show before my daughter's born, October 1st to the 3rd in New Brunswick, New Jersey. You can get tickets, yannispappascomedy.com. And please go check out my special, Blowing the Light, on YouTube. It's free. Enjoy it, hopefully. And, of course, just follow us, History Hyenas.
History Hyenas, and also patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys, where we go really uncensored behind the paywall, and it's comedy like the old days, as Bill was saying, where we go out of our fucking minds. Patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys.
Yeah, pre-white chick influence on stand-up.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. I hope to see you soon when this shit is over.
Thanks,
man.
Bill.
Thanks, Bill. If you're over here, man, hit us up.
All right. Sorry about the background change. Just was having a little, what do we call it? Glitch here. All right. Look who's here, everybody. Hims. 66% of men start losing their hair by age 35. Once you've noticed thinning hair, it can be too late. Why do guys turn to weird solutions or do nothing when they can turn to medicine and science? Solution, forhims.com, a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, sexual wellness for men. It's time to write a new chapter, one which you have hair. Prescription solutions backed by science. Hims was created by a guy who knows some men's health conversations are easier to have online than in person. No more awkward in person. My hair's falling out, my dick doesn't work, none of that shit, all right? You can do it online, answer a few quick questions, a medical professional will review, and they'll determine if it's right for you. And then they can prescribe you medications to treat hair loss that is shipped directly to your door. Today, Hims is giving you their best offer yet. If you're not happy with your results after 90 days, Hims will give you a full refund. And right now, my listeners can get their first visit free and go by going to forhims.com/bird, BURRED. That's forhims, FORHIMS.com/bird. Okay, full refund of price paid available for first 90 days supply. Refund request must be made between 90 and 180 days after the product shipment is delivered. Prescription products require an online consultation with a medical professional who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Remember, that's forhims.com/bird. All right, Simply Safe, everyone. Here's the thing about home security companies. Most trap you with high prices, tricky contracts, and lousy customer support. So while there are a lot of options out there, there's only one no-brainer, Simply Safe. Simply Safe got everything you need to promote your home with none of the drawbacks of traditional home security. It's got an arsenal of sensors and cameras to blanket every room, window and door, tailored specifically for your home. Professional monitoring keeps watch day and night, ready to send police, fire, or medical professionals if there's any emergency. You can set it up yourself in under an hour. Just peel and stick the sensors exactly where you need them to be. No technician required, and there's no contract, no pushy sales guys, no hidden fees, no fine print. All this starts at just $15 a month. I'm not the only one who thinks Simply Safe is great. U.S. News and World Report named it the best overall home security of 2020. Try Simply Safe today at simplysafeburr.com. You get free shipping and a 60-day risk-free trial. There's nothing to lose. That's simplysafeburr.com. And what do we got here? Oh, CBDMD. CBD. This is for all the people out there, man, with joint pain. It doesn't matter if you're a professional athlete, a stay-at-home parent, or you spend 8 hours a day in an uncomfortable office chair. Everyone needs support to make it through the day. Luckily, our friends at CBDMD have an amazing duo of topical products that can help you relax, regroup, and recharge when life gets chaotic. CBD Freeze with menthol is an award-winning product that offers instant cooling relief for muscles and joints in a convenient and easy-to-use roller or shareable squeeze tube. I use this shit. This stuff is great. CBD Recover combines CBD with inflammation-fighting compounds like arnica and vitamin B6 to give you support you need where it matters most. And to make it even easier, to try this amazing duo of topicals and everything else CBDMD has to offer, they're offering all my listeners 20% off your next order at cbdmd.com when you use the promo code BURR, B-U-R-R, at checkout. Once again, that's cbdmd.com, promo code BURR for 20% off your purchase of superior CBD oil products from CBDMD. Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr. Hola, mi amigos. ¿Dónde es un perro de la mesa? Sorry, I'm back into the fucking Rosetta Stone Spanish. What's going on? It's Bill Burr. It's the Monday morning podcast for September 2. 12-1-0. I've been listening to. Oh, by the way, before I get going, today's show is brought to you by Audible.com/Bill. Is that what I'm supposed to say? No, today's show is brought to you by Audible. Please visit Audible.com/Bill for your free audio book download. All right? Would you like to go to a party with an ascot on and sound like you're well-read even if you don't read? Does reading make you sleepy? But for some reason, somebody else's voice is in your head reading a book makes you feel like you're being held? Well, I have the solution for you. Go to audible.com/Bill and get your free audio download book. Ahora! When you listen to Spanish radio, right? Whatever you call it, Latino, Puerto Rican, whatever you're supposed to, mira, whatever the fuck you're supposed to say, you know, you're just trying to pick up words, right? So all I do now is I just listen to the, AM radio, of course, you know. White people are on FM, Latinos, and like fucking psycho-political people in sports are all on AM radio, religious people. You know what I mean? Like, if you're just on FM radio and you're going up and down the dial and whatever, like, you're living in a completely different universe. If you switch over to AM radio, you know, it's I don't know, you can literally listen to, like, some game in Alaska. In Alaska, you can, next channel, there's somebody talking about Jesus.
And then Jesus said to the Episcopalians in John 3.65,
you know, that gay people are all going to hell, whatever the fuck they're talking about, right? And then you get over to the Spanish station and you try to fucking listen. You're supposed to immerse yourself in the language. And it's starting to happen. I can actually hear different words. I don't know what the fuck they mean, but it's slowly but surely happening. And I don't know what the fuck they're talking about unless it's like a word like that's just totally like the English word with like an O at the end. Muy importante. And you're like, very important. But always in the end, when they give out the phone number, I know what they're saying. 1-800-454-1231. Anyways, and they say pero a lot. Pero ahora, that's now. Ahora. Let's get down to brass tacks. This is the Monday morning podcast. Mi amigos and mi amigas. I got a lot of shit going on. You know what's weird? The last few weeks when I do the podcast, I do it downstairs. My fucking dog looks like it got shot with a tranquilizer gun. Just fucking lays here mocking. You know what? I literally feel like I'm bombing because in reality, the dog is my only audience. And, I'm going to take a fucking picture of her right now. You know what? And we're going to upload it. I've never shown you guys a picture. You know what's great about this? You guys have never seen what my dog looks like, and now I'm going to send you a picture. And all the dog people are like, oh, my God, yeah, he's finally going to do it. Well, here's the thing. You're not going to see her face. It's going to be like People magazine when they used to try to get a picture of like Paul Stanley from Kiss. You know, that yet another horrific group from Detroit. What is wrong with white music from Detroit? They got the black shit down so well. Motown, all those guys, right through Marvin Gaye, who I guess was a Motown artist. But Jesus Christ, their white music, other than Eminem, woo! That is a fucking mess out there, huh?
The Bay City Rollers. Remember them? They used to sing about Saturday nights, little Coke spoons hanging around, twisted up in their chest hair. Wasn't that their gig? Who else? Ted Nugent. Cat Scratch Fever. What up, boo? Right? Throw him on the fucking trash heap. Kiss. Who else is from there? Kid Rock. You know? You should melt all of those people down and then fucking reform them into maybe like a coffee house musician. You know, Bill, you got a lot of fucking nerve, man. How many fucking albums you sold? Oh, go fuck yourself. I got a goddamn hour to fill here. Okay? Kid Rock always walking around with no shirt on and a Budweiser. We get it. You're down to earth. Oh, was there paparazzi here as I stepped out of my limo with my Bud Tall? Did your publicist fucking open that for you? There you go, Bill. Trash somebody who was relevant in 99. All right. Have you ever been relevant, Bill? See that? That's why I like to think that I'm even-handed. Because as I trash other people, I also trash myself. Don't I? Maybe not. Anyways, let's shut off the fucking goddamn camera. You know what I keep playing on my iPhone? I keep playing Ice Rage. You guys play that hockey game? I play at the hottest level. And I had this motherfucker be like, I just refuse to play any other level at this point other than the hardest level. And at this point, I am 1 in about 260. That's my record. And the only time I won the first time was because I did this bitch move where I got 2 goals right in the beginning and then won another face-off and then just fucking skated with the puck for like a minute, killing the clock, just skating around, getting chased by that little motherfucker, right? So yesterday, I'm like, I'm going to beat this dude fair and square, and singing Sweet Home Alabama in the morning. Who downloaded that? I mean, gee, how many fucking hit songs do you got to fucking slam together? And then you get a hit song out of it. It doesn't fucking make any sense. You know, you got the whole, Werewolves of London. You're coming out of the gate with that. Bum, 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 doo, boo, 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 right? Hey, we just swiped a hit song. What do you think? I don't think that's enough. Why don't we swipe another one and we'll put that in the chorus? Singing Sweet Home Alabama, Sheryl Crow's tits. Isn't that what happened? She put her tits in the camera, and then you know what it is? That I think is actually a product of everybody stealing music, and there's no more music stores. So this is, and I mean, I'm wrong. Maybe I owe Kid Rock an apology. Like this is the level of fucking hoops this dude has to jump through in order to have a fucking hit record. How do you get your music out? That's the amazing thing about Lady Gaga. Right? The new queen of the gay community. You know, they always love chicks like that who play like dress up and wear crazy hats, you know, pulled down over their beak noses. I don't know what it is, but gay people, they can't get enough of chicks like that, right? But I was sitting there looking at Lady Gaga going, what the fuck is she doing? And now I get it. There's no radio. That's another Spanish word for you. It's not radio. You just roll the radio. See? Now I'm speaking Spanish. Now I'm back to English. Look at me. Huh? I'm fucking crossing you over in a verbal way. Breaking your fucking ankles. I'm such a douche this week, all right? So don't even send me emails about what a douche I am because I'm completely aware of it. Okay? I don't know if that makes me more of a douche or more tolerable, but I'm just letting you know where it's at. Cleo! Didn't even move. Didn't even fucking move. You know, I get her to move. All I go is, do you wanna? And there goes the tail. Cleo, do you wanna? Fucking dog's like, yeah, I wanna. I don't have a fucking driver's license. I can't open the front door. You know? Maybe my dog isn't happy. Maybe it's fucking depressed. Hey, what's the point, man? All I'm going to do is walk in another room with nothing to do. I'm just going to lay here all day. The fuck was I talking about? I was on a nice roll there. Oh, yeah. There's no radio. There's no fucking MTV doesn't play videos anymore. Nobody buys your music. How the fuck do you get your music out there? You got to put on a meat dress. So then all that guy there with his little sippy cup on that paparazzi show will be like,
Did you see this today? She had on a fucking meat dress. That's not making the show.
Anyways, people. You know what? I'm going to start actually. Am I going to use audible.com/Bill? Can I use it? Audible.com/Bill. Can I go use that and then fucking. What books would I get? You know, when I used to read. When I was 27 and I thought I was going to be smart, I started reading books thinking it would make me more likely to get a blowjob, but it never fucking happened. Because I looked like Ron Howard when I was 27. So anyways, now I'm 44. If I was going to have books read to me, I would do the Irvin Welsh series, you know, because I'm a big fan of that fucking, what is it, Cockney accent, fucking Irish Spring, let me cut into some soap with a shank accent. And there was a bunch of words in there that I kind of figured out because he literally writes it how they say it. And maybe if I wonder if they actually have like somebody, you know, if you're going to do the Irvin Welsh series of books on audible.com/Bill. Trying to fill my contractual obligations with these people. I'm trying to say it as many times as humanly. I actually like these guys. You know, considering there's no more bookstores anymore. These guys are actually picking up the slack. Right? I like audible.com/Bill. You know what I don't like? I'm not doing the Pro Flowers thing anymore. Okay? I like those guys, but I like them on Valentine's Day and Mother's Day. Other than that, I can't sit here with any sort of good conscience and try and sell you guys flowers in the beginning of fucking September. What, are you going to get somebody flowers for fucking Labor Day? You know? Unless you accidentally ran over somebody's foot on September 1st, there's no fucking reason to get anybody some flowers. Well, what if they have a date? Oh, go fuck yourselves. You know, then I got to fill out all this bullshit to get fucking $17. It's not even worth it to me. All right? So Pro Flowers, if you're listening, I will see you in February. Anyways, this is like reverse good business. So anyways, what the fuck am I talking about? Did anybody watch any college football? How great is it that football's back? Did anybody get suckered into that Michigan-Alabama game like I did? I had the fucking fellas over. You know, my woman, my piece of property is, she'd kill me if I ever said that, is fucking, she's out of town. So what am I going to do? There's only two options. Either I get some hookers and I cheat on her, or I have the fellas come over and I fucking get hammered. I chose the latter. Look at me, I'm still fucking, I just can't drink like I used to, man. I picked up a cigar habit. You know? Anyways. So, yeah, number 8, Michigan versus fucking number 2, Alabama. And in my head, I'm going, why is Michigan number 8? How are they number 8? They sucked last year. What happened? Who did they get? Did a couple of fucking beasts from Penn State? You know, but even then, you're only allowed to sign one. What the fuck happened? How are these guys number 8? And about, I don't know, when Alabama was up like 21-0 or something, like right in the beginning of the second quarter, that's when I figured it out. Oh, they weren't number 8. They just made them number 8, so I would tune in and invite my fucking friends over like an asshole. We watched like 7 minutes of that game, and then that was it. We were downstairs fucking hanging out at the grill. You know, I took up my climbing rope because everybody, oh, you climb a rope? I can fucking do that. Then people are drunk trying to go up and down the rope. You know, back in the day, that would be funny to me. And all I'm thinking in my head the whole time is somebody's going to fall and they're going to break their hip and then I'm going to get sued. All right? And that's what it means to become old. You know, when you're young, when your friends fall down, you can just laugh. When you're old, there's somebody has to pay for it. There's a liability. Ah, Jesus Christ. Why didn't I bet that game? Maybe do I just know it because now the game's over? But if ever there was a fucking layup, everybody, what about Denard Robinson, dude? He's fucking SEC fast, and now he's playing an SEC team. Okay, which means you regular motherfucker. He just became another fucking quarterback, and that was it. He actually made a couple of nice throws, but I don't know. Bunch of fucking people all in that goddamn stadium. Honestly, who the fuck would buy flowers in September? You know what I mean? Why are we selling flowers? That's that corporate mentality. Why don't you just make all your money on fucking Valentine's Day, and then you make the rest of your money, the back 9, you make on Mother's Day, and you call it a year. And go sit on your fucking boat, you know?
Well, what if we just created this need for flowers 12 months out of the year?
What if you just left them in the ground and you let them continue to produce oxygen for us? Why don't you do that instead of ripping them out of the fucking ground every goddamn day now? Oh, Jesus, I am on a fucking tear here. You know what it is? No, Bill, what is it? I'm getting geared up. I'm doing 6 straight fucking weeks on the road. 6 straight. My year is basically over. Summer's over. The summer's over. I'm going on the road. I'm coming to you with dick jokes and a closing shit joke. And that's it for you. By the time you realize you got fucked over, I'll have your money in my wallet. Badu, 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 baby. I'm fucking doing the white trash tour. What do you mean by the white trash? The white trash tour. Listen to the cities that I am going to. This week, I'm going to be in Orlando, Florida. Okay? And unless you have kids and you want to go visit a giant fucking mouse with a struggling actor inside of it, there's no fucking reason to go there. If you're some whore and you want to go blow Tiger Woods, I guess that's another reason to go there. I don't know. Why else would you go to Orlando? To buy some bait? You know? So I'm going there first. And then next week, I'm going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. We didn't realize the Civil War had ended. I'm going there, going to the Comedy Zone. And then I go to New York City. Oh, I'm standing next to a bunch of shit. That must mean I'm successful too, right? Let's get a slice. I'm going there. And then the week after that, I go to Jacksonville, Florida. This is how bad Jacksonville is. People in Jacksonville go to Orlando to vacation. All right? Jacksonville is another one of those cities that if there was a flood, you know, you think you had it bad in New Orleans. If Jacksonville literally fell into the sea, I think it would take at least, I would say, 36 hours before that news actually hit the national airwaves. You know, 36 hours after an entire metropolis fell into the ocean, somebody would finally come on TV and be like, we have a developing story, something going on in Jacksonville, Florida. Is that in the northeastern? Thank you, Robert. The northeastern part of the state. Like, no one would even fucking know. What goes on in Jacksonville? You had a USFL team back in the day, right? The Florida Gators and the fucking Georgia Bulldogs play there once a year. Everybody comes to town, they drink their beer, and they fuck your women, you know? And they drive out, and then that's it. It becomes quiet again. A couple of tumbleweeds blow across, you know? You got the Jaguars. That's actually pretty amazing, you know? For a city to get a professional franchise when they have no other professional franchises, like as late in the game as Jacksonville got a fucking team. You know what I mean? Like take, let's say Portland, Oregon. They got a basketball team. I could see them maybe getting a baseball team. You know, hey, they got a basketball team. They're showing up for that. Let's fucking try this, right? Jacksonville had nothing. Nada. Zero. Zilch. They had nothing. The Florida Gators and Georgia Bulldogs play there because it's some neutral shit in the middle of fucking nowhere. It's like a musical. You know what I mean? Like when they have like the two gangs are going to fight. Before they do, they're going to walk in a circle snapping their fingers, right? Their stupid fucking jeans rolled up for some unknown reason. Other than probably the sexuality of most of the guys in the play. Is this how tough guys do it? Anyways, so that's what I'm doing. And then after that, I go to Cincinnati, Ohio. In Cincinnati, Ohio, that's one of those zombie cities. There's all these great, hardworking people right up until 4:59 in the afternoon. And right at 5, it's like the Fred Flintstone. They all slide down the Brontosaurus, get in their goddamn cars, and they vacate the city. And then all that is left is drug addicts, unbelievably poor people, and the comedian working at the club. Walking. That's what's walking down the street at 5:01 as the sun starts to go down. You know what I mean? You start, you know, it's probably the same feeling like, you know, that zebra has. And that split second where in is peripheral when the whole herd's scattered and you don't know why. And you start to feel the breath of an alligator and you're like, ah, fuck. I guess it's me today, right? Jesus, Bill, is Cincinnati that bad? You know what? Go visit it. Go visit it. Did I even mention any dates? Jesus, what the fuck? What kind of way is that to sell a goddamn tour? That was like reverse rock singer right there. Where fucking rock singers would go out there and be like, let me tell you something, Jacksonville. We done a lot of cities on this tour, but I got to tell you, and I think the fellas behind me will agree. When it comes to crowds, right? Just fucking jerking them off. The reason why I'm excited to go to these cities, I just want to see what the fuck people do in these cities. I've already been to Orlando. I know what that's just a bunch of fucking strip malls, those adobe structures. You know, the excitement out there. You want to go to Five Guys Burgers and Fries? You want to go down there? You been there? They make the best goddamn burgers. You know, they probably all look down on Disney World. You know? Bunch of fucking posers. Like, that's how you're a rebel in Orlando, is you trash Disney World. You know? I don't know. Why would you continue this way? You know what it is? It's not going to be the shows. It's not going to be the people that come up to me after the shows and say something mildly racist. You know? It's not going to be that. It's going to be the getting on and getting off of fucking airplanes. Oh, Jesus. This is like the tampon fucking minstrel cramp fucking podcast right now. Shouldn't I feel lucky that I have this amount of work, you know, when all those glass workers got laid off recently out there in Dayton, Ohio? Didn't they just close down the glass factory? Do you know they're not going to make glasses in this country anymore? Anywhere. They're all going to be made in the Philippines. I saw the whole thing on 60 Minutes. Did you guys watch the last episode of Breaking Bad? Did anybody see it? There's a bunch of fucking psychos right now covering their ears. I can't recommend that show enough. It's not because old Twinkle Toes got in a couple of episodes here. It's just, it's the most unbelievable fucking show I've ever seen. They just keep twisting it tighter and tighter and tighter. And every time you think you can breathe, you know, because some problem got fucking solved, something else comes along and it's even fucking worse. Unreal. I'm not going to say anything that I probably shouldn't even brought it up because there's probably half the fucking people who listen to this aren't even listening right now for fear that, you know, I was going to give away something from the show. I'm not going to do that. All right. This is the Monday Morning Podcast, everybody. If you're new to this show, welcome. Welcome aboard. If you live in any of the cities I just trashed, I stand by that. That wasn't a joke. No, I know what I'm going to do in Charlotte. Charlotte, I'm going to go visit Streetside Customs. I'm going to go check out the old cars there. That's what I'm going to do there. New York City, come on, it's New York. I'll be fine. Orlando, I have no idea what the fuck I'm going to do. I tried to find some college football, something. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to walk from the air-conditioned comedy condo to the club and then go back. But I'm actually excited to be there because I've never done that one. Well, let's try to put a little positive shine on this fucking white trash tour here. And Jacksonville. There's got to be some redneck shit going on. There's got to be some sort of rattlesnake roundup, some sort of gun show. Two rednecks with their trucks chained together trying to drive in different directions. Whoever ends up with the other guy's differential wins. Can I go to something like that? Is there fucking something for me to do there? But actually, when I'm in Charlotte, I'm going to go to the Panthers game, Carolina Panthers game. And when I'm in Jacksonville, I'm going to go to a fucking Jaguars game. And when I go to Cincinnati, I'm going to a Bengals game. See that? That's how I do the fucking road. That's how I do it. Pointing at himself with a thumb. All right. Here we go. Let's get this out of, let's get some stuff out of the way here. E-Voice, everybody. This is taking off like wildfire. You know that, Cleo? I know you're just laying there with not a fucking excited bone in your body, but I'm telling you, E-Voice. E-Voice is killing it. And you're probably saying, "Hey, Bill, what is E-Voice?" E-Voice is basically your mobile phone at work. Okay, you can get all kinds of different phone numbers. I always forget the word. Virtual phone numbers. Like, wouldn't it be great if you could give some guy coming up to you and he wants to buy your widgets, right? And you want to give him your phone number, but you don't want to give him your real phone number, right? But you don't want to have 20 cell phones. All right, with eVoice, you can have a whole bunch of different phone numbers all ring on your cell phone, but nobody really knows your number. All they know is those other ones. Right? Did that make sense? Did I just get lost in the math of that? It creates a way that you can actually make it seem like you have an office building in the beginning when you really don't. They got music on hold. They have professional voiceover people to be like, "Hola, donde es le something or other," right? Whatever. English accent, whatever you want. They're going to make you sound professional. Like, this is probably the best way that I can think if you're starting off a business, or if you already have them. But if you're starting a business, taking that crucial step to get yourself out of that cubicle and make your dreams come true today, is to get, you got to have some sort of infrastructure going. Okay, but that costs money. You know what I mean? Usually it costs you a bunch of money, but with eVoice, it's not going to cost you a bunch of money. You just sign up for the stuff and you're good to go. One of the great eVoice features is music on hold. Makes your business seem more professional, as eVoice will treat your clients and customers to music on hold. You can even set up eVoice to run a promotional advertisement for your company while you're on hold instead of the music. eVoice also has the call recording feature, which is perfect for doctors, lawyers, real estate agents, hiring managers, or any other professionals discussing contracts. You can do conference calls with up to 95 people. In case you're in some sort of worldwide drug cartel meeting. I don't know what you need 95 people for, but just in case you do, eVoice is there for when you have your 95-person, can you dig it, conference call. It's easy to use. You just press 2 to start and 2 to stop. Perfect if you're driving and can't write something important down. eVoice makes your life easier and seem more professional. For a free 6-month trial, go to www.evoice.com/Bill Burr. Once again, www.evoice.com/Bill Burr, or go to the banner ad on my podcast page at billburr.com. I really hope you guys start utilizing this. And no BS, I've been getting some great feedback from people out there, from listeners who are trying to start their own business. This is the perfect thing. And if you're starting a business, do you want to pay taxes like a regular lunch pail Larry? I don't think you do. Wouldn't it be great if you could get incorporated for a very low amount of money? Well, let me tell you this. At LegalZoom, you've probably heard about LegalZoom, but I'm telling you about them right now. You got to check them out. These guys are phenomenal. If you've been waiting for the perfect time to start your dream business, it's right now. Incorporate your business or form an LLC at LegalZoom.com, starting at just $99. I paid $1,500 to do this when I went through a lawyer. And if you have a family, guess what? You need to make sure that they're protected too. You can protect your family and assets with a LegalZoom will for just $69. In the past 12 years, over 2 million Americans have used LegalZoom for LLCs, wills, trusts, trademarks, and more. This is the way to go. All right. And if you get too confused, they even have attorneys that will help you out if you need it through their legal plans. Start your business and protect your family at LegalZoom.com. You could also get a special discount from listening to this podcast. Make sure you enter Burr in the referral box. That's BURR at the checkout for more savings. LegalZoom is not a law firm, and self-help services are provided at your direction. In other words, if you need help, ask for it. All right. So, back to the podcast here. Hey, you know what? I want to buy a pegboard. Hanging that up in my garage. I'm basically starting my own little gym here. It's all body weight. I got a climbing rope. I got a dip station, pull-up thing, and then I get that pegboard, right? And I'll be able to go up and down it with my skinny little legs hanging off it because I'm not doing any squats. You know what I want to do is a buddy of mine was telling me on Joe Rogan's podcast, he's got this whole those kettlebell workout. I heard his listeners are going nuts getting all jacked doing that. I want to do it. So if anybody knows what podcast of Rogan's I got to listen to, where he basically breaks it down, and then I'll do my cheap-ass version of it when I'm on the road by basically going out and buying 2 grapefruits and putting them in plastic bags. What, dude? It's the same principles. Advice. All right, Bill. Boner problems. Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go. Dear Bill, I'm approaching my 27th birthday. And in the past couple of weeks, I've had some issues with getting erect. All right. Oh, Jesus. Okay, here we go. Instead of getting wood, having sex, or looking at porn, I now have to fiddle with myself just to get hard. I don't know if this is due to mild... Dude, this is so fucking beyond... This is a Dr. Drew question. All right? So don't listen to me, but I got to make this funny, dude. All right? So fast forward this because I don't want to add to your psychological problems. I don't know if this is due to mild depression caused by stress, being overweight, or I'm just getting old, and this is how I'm going to be. I am overweight, but since April, I've been steadily losing weight and exercising. Good for you. I do have mild depression. I know where you're coming from. I got it too. And I've had bouts of erectile dysfunction in the past, but they usually don't last more than a few days. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I would say don't rub one out for a couple of days. You know, and then stand on your back porch with your junk hanging out, and I imagine the first time the wind blows, I think you'll be in the game. That's my advice, and it's off to Chicago, and let's win there. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like, I would seek some sort of professional help, see if you got a circulation problem. But I think the biggest thing you're doing, which is great, is you're losing weight because, you eat too many fucking Cinnabons, it clogs up the plumbing. And I know that because I don't have a medical degree. Ignoring girlfriend's past. Bill, I am an Aussie with a beautiful girlfriend. Oh, speaking of Australians, I'm going to Sydney in October. You see what I just did there? This guy's, actually, he basically started a conversation with me, and I just interrupted him. I'm being that douche at the party right now. But I actually, you guys have seen, did you see that video where the fucking little Aussie bullies punching the fat-headed fucking kid who outweighs him by 80 pounds? And finally the kid getting bullied just can't take it anymore, and he just picks this kid up, and I can't even, lifts him up basically a little above his head. And if he just dropped him there, that would have been amazing, but he it was like he was wringing out a mat is how he threw this kid down to the fucking ground. Like shaking out a beach towel, except it was this kid's ragdoll body. The kid's whole body did the fucking worm, except when he came back, from 6 feet in the air, and he slammed this kid on the ground. I couldn't believe this kid's legs still worked. It was fucking awesome. But now they have it's become this entire mini-series. They interviewed the kid who got bullied, and then they interviewed the kid who did the bullying. And it's funny, the bully's crying, and he's trying to say that the fatty fucking was hitting him first, which is total bullshit, because if you look at the fat kid, which I really shouldn't be saying, but, I'm just trying to, I only have so many minutes here in the podcast. The Husky kid. The fucking kid punches him in the face, and he just stands there with his hands down to his side. You can tell, if he was walking around hitting people, his whole body language would have been different. I didn't believe the little mosquito-looking kid. But, and then, so they interview both of them, and then they have the two of them interviewing each other. And I got to tell you, I don't think I've ever laughed so fucking hard in my entire life. Not because I think it's right or I think it's funny. I just there's just something about it. It just took me back to my childhood. Just how fucking mean kids are. They'd be like, well, what was it like when you went to school? Like, what were some of the things the kids used to call you? I know this is a brutal fucking Aussie accent. But he'd be like, oh, they call me fatty, and and with every mean name, I'm laughing my ass off. It literally gets to the point where the kid said he was suicidal. And I've been through all of that. I've been through all of it. And I actually sat there laughing my ass off watching it. And I'm asking you guys, why am I laughing? I don't find it funny. I feel bad for the kid. But with the meaner the detail is, the harder I fucking laugh. I don't know if that's like some sort of like fallout from trauma, where after a while you just like, it just becomes funny. There's like nothing. What else are you gonna do? Like I remember every fucking movie I go to see. I know I've told these stories a zillion times, but this actually fits in it. Like I remember when I saw Sling Blade. And when that country singer, Dwight Yoakam, when he zoomed the guy in the wheelchair out of the house, why don't you go home and practice, Randy? And he get the fuck out of my house. And he fucking zoomed that guy in the wheelchair, and the guy in the wheelchair, like, it did like the whiplash thing and went through the front door. Like, the people who were watching the movie around were either quiet or gasping, and I was roaring, laughing. And not that I think that's like, it's. Do you know what I mean? Like it's so wrong. It's funny. I'm probably coming off like a maniac. I did that one time. We were flying over to fucking one of those magical kingdoms over there in Europe, where they got a Starbucks next to a fucking castle, And I was sitting in the aisle. Nia's in the middle seat, and then there was some girl in the window. And, yes, I was flying coach to go do the funny bone in fucking Afghanistan. And I was watching a movie on a laptop, and I was laughing so hard at one point I was fucking wheezing. And it was one of those deals where I'm laughing so hard, people around me are laughing just at how hard I'm laughing. Like the girl on the window was laughing at how hard I was laughing. And I was laughing so hard that I woke Nia up. And Nia woke up and immediately was like laughing, like, what the fuck are you laughing at? And then she leaned over, because you can't see in the computer screen. She leaned over and saw that I was watching Precious. And, she starts punching me in the arm, which made it even funnier. And then the girl by the window found it even funnier. I totally got lost in that fucking story. I don't even know what point I'm trying to make. Like, I'm trying to ask you, why do I find shit like that hilarious? Like whenever I watch The Biggest Loser, and they'll be like, so how do you feel about yourself? You fucking Zeppelin you? And the guy will be like, oh, I have my good days and I have my bad days. And then his voice cracks and his fucking forehead wrinkles up and he just starts fucking crying like a baby. I fucking laugh. I laugh like I'm watching Stripes. Intervention. Intervention when the family starts reading their letters of pain to the fucking degenerate drug addict and they start fucking crying. I immediately just start roaring laughing. Like it's the funny, like I get more laughs out of that than if I was watching one of those sitcoms with the good-looking people in the couch. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyways, let's get on with the podcast here. Oh, Australia, the Australia guy, right? If anybody knows what that is, if there's actually anybody with any, well, why? Look, I was just gonna say if there's some sort of psychologist listening to this shit, like as if I deserve professional opinion after you guys listen to my fucking moron opinion every week. Whatever. If you're a plumber, I'd like to hear what you think. All right, ignoring girlfriends pass. Bill, I'm an Aussie with a beautiful girlfriend. How the hell do I stop picturing her getting nailed by guys she's dated before me? I'm torturing myself with these thoughts. We have great sex and everything. Yeah. Well, how do you think she got that way, to use the Dice Clay line? From banging all those other people, sir. From what I understand, it's something no one likes to think about. Dude, I'm just breaking your balls. All right? Look, if you love this girl, you gotta get past the fact that she sucked other dicks. You know? Probably enjoyed it. No, I'm just fucking with you now. That was mean. How do you get past it? I never think about it. I look at women like you just picked up a fucking free agent that's got, good fucking career stats here. That shows that they can get the job done. They can perform in October. You know what I mean? Just look at it like that way. It's like the Dodgers just picking up all those Red Sox. They got Gonzalez. Do you think that they cared that he fucking was playing baseball in some other town? They don't give a fuck. Just come in here and get the goddamn job done so we can win the championship. That's how you got to look at it. All right? If she shows up and she's clean, she doesn't have any good. What about you, sir? Next time she's fucking blowing you, think about all the fucking trolls at the truck stop that you left put their mouths on you, and now she's down there. There's not enough shampoo and conditioner to clean your dick past a certain fucking age. And that's the goddamn truth. And you don't say anything about that, right? As you put it inside of her. Give me a fucking break. All right? Sir, it is what it is. She's banged other people. You're going to have to get past it. And I can guarantee you this. She probably hasn't been with remotely the amount of people that you have, not to mention some of the fucking complete tramps that, you know what I mean? I like to think that women are a little more, have a little more discretion. And my issues with women right now, it just kills me that I'm saying something pro-female because I know they're all fucking nodding. That's right, that's right. Yeah, there's one way or the other. They're either really discretionary or they're just fucking whomping whores. That was a generalization. I apologize. Friend's unholy wedding. Oh, dude, I was doing so great on this fucking podcast. I don't know. It's somewhere I lost the fucking momentum. I lost my mojo when I was talking about why I laugh, at people with the fucking crutches falling down a flight of stairs. I don't know why I got into that. Friend's unholy wedding. Bill, I got a problem that I don't think I can go to my friends with. A friend of mine is getting married. I've been good friends with the guy since we were 5 years old. We are now 23. He's getting married about a year from now. He has selected me to be the groomsman. All right, I'm guessing either you fucked his wife, future wife, or she's banged, 70 people or is fucking around on him. That's what I'm guessing. Or she's into the devil. One or the other. This has to be why this is an unholy wedding. All right. He's getting married about a year from now. Good, you got time. He is selected. Sorry, Nia just was calling in. She's gonna kill me. She's calling from another fucking country, and I just shut it off because I got to finish this fucking podcast. You're putting the podcast ahead of me. Yes. He's getting married about a year from now. He has selected me to be a groomsman. This means I have to pay for a flight to attend the wedding. Furthermore, his bachelor party is being... You cheap motherfucker. This is what it's going to be about, money? All right. I fucking hate... Oh, hang on a second. The lovely Nia, everybody. Nia. Hey, listen, I'm doing the podcast. Can I call you right back? Say hello to the podcast listeners.
Hi, podcast listeners.
Tally ho. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
See that? She had a fucking hard day, and I'm not there for her. What a piece of shit. All right, let's get back to tightwad here. And I have to buy a tuxedo, or rent one. This means I have to pay for a flight to attend the wedding. Furthermore, his bachelor party is being held in Las Vegas, and I would also have to pay for this flight as well as other expenses of a bachelor party. Normally, this wouldn't be an issue. I'm a college student, and saving the approximately $1,000 this would cost would be stressful, but it would be worth it to see one of my greatest friends get married. Okay, so you're not a cheap fuck. You're just having money problems. However, my friend has often lied to and cheated on his fiancée. Oh! I didn't see that one coming. Why didn't I guess that? There you go. There's a whole new fucking... Jesus. I'm not judging him. I disapprove of how he treats her. This guy's actually a good shit, and I actually called him a piece of... Whatever. I judged you on your first couple of sentences. What are you going to do? He goes, I disapprove of how he treats her, but I don't get myself involved. He sleeps around and hides from her the fact that he smokes pot and drinks heavily on a daily basis. I don't know how she hasn't noticed. She's probably because she's a sweetheart. Sweethearts always end up with fucking dicks like this. She's never smoked or cheated, as far as you know. I don't understand why he doesn't find a different relationship, but again, I don't get myself involved. The problem is I can't imagine this marriage will last very long, and I don't want to pay $1,000 for a sham marriage at a time when $1,000 is like the lottery to me. I'm actually offended that he's asked me to do all of this for the wedding and thus spend all this money. I could not imagine asking any of my friends to throw away that much money on something I didn't give a fuck about. Should I decline to attend the wedding? Any advice would be appreciated. I don't know if I can go to our other friends with this one. All right. As always, there's a million different ways you can play this. There's 2 options. 3 options. All right. 1, you just fucking bite your tongue and you just go to the goddamn wedding. And think that, all right, even though it's going to fucking blow up, maybe he'll learn something from it. And then, by the time he's 30, he'll grow up and you guys can actually be friends again. 2, you fucking... Did I say there was 3? I already forgot the other one. So there's only going to be 2 here. Why do you guys listen to this? You know why? Because it makes you feel better, doesn't it? It should. Good. I feel like I'm serving a purpose now. Just sit the guy down and be like, dude, can I ask you a question? Yeah, sure, man. Yeah, what's up? What the fuck are you doing? What do you mean? What am I doing? I mean, why are you getting married? Because I love her. Where's this going? Dude, you're fucking everything that moves. I walk slower when I'm around you. That's how much shit that you're fucking. Do you understand me? Do you understand where I'm coming from? And you're asking me to go out. She doesn't know you booze. She doesn't know that you smoke weed. This is $1,000. If you were actually, this is like me flying to go see the fucking, go see the Padres versus the fucking Colorado Rockies. What is the fucking point? You're a piece of shit. This marriage isn't going to last. And what's worse is you're doing it in front of me, and then I got to sit there and have a conversation. I got to figure out what part of her face I'm going to look at because I can't look at her in the eye. You're dragging me into it. Jesus, this is bad advice. I mean, you got to at least don't say it that way. Just be like, listen, I don't have $1,000. I just don't have it to go to the marriage and then to go to the wedding. Start with that, and then if he gives you shit, just say, oh, that's your other option. Just say, listen, I just don't have the money. And you bite your tongue and you look the other way so you don't see the train wreck that's going to happen. That's the option. Or you can just come clean and just say, listen, dude, I love you to death. You're my buddy, but what you're doing here, this is wrong. All right? You're not being fair to her. You're not being fair to me. And you're screwing yourself in the long run. So, if this is what you want to do, go do it, but I don't want to be a part of it. All right? Yeah. So my guess is your best fucking option, as far as like the least amount of drama, is to, and mental trauma for yourself, is to do the one I threw there in the middle, where you just say, listen, I just don't have the money. Dude, I can't believe I'm supposed to be your bro. It's my wedding, dude. I can't believe you're fucking everything that moves and you fucking smoke weed and you booze every day and this girl doesn't even know. How about that? And you're acting like you're not doing it even to fucking me and you expect me to stand there. Do you understand that? Do you understand that I realize that you're fucking everything that moves right now and you're going to go marry this girl? And I'm going to have to sit there and watch you toast this girl. I love you. You're the blood that pumps through my heart. That bullshit, I got to sit there staring at my fucking lasagna. You know there's going to be lasagna. Anytime you got to cook for more than fucking 10 people, they just make a big tray of that shit. We have a meat-based. We have a vegetarian. Isn't that big fucking silver tray? All right. Here's the last one. Oh, this is a short podcast. 50 minutes. Satan. This person says, Bill, if Satan punishes the bad, doesn't that make him good? And that's from a lady. Yeah, I don't get the math on that. Like most things when it comes to religion, it doesn't add up. It's like Satan was in heaven, right? How the fuck does it go? Isn't it an Iron Maiden song? Can I just go listen to like Die With Your Boots On and I'll know how this story goes? I don't fuck. Or Judas Priest. You know, Point of Entry or Screaming for Vengeance. Don't they have a song about it? Whatever. Satan was basically, you know, he was like the Zildjian brothers before they had a fight and then one broke off and created Sabian. Right? How about something a little more mainstream? It was like Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, right? When they were having a little circle jerk around a fucking TRS-80 or whatever the fuck they were doing in their little fort. You know? Playing Dungeons and Dragons, playing poker for each other's loafers, whatever the fuck they did, and then they went their separate ways. Whatever. Satan was in the club, but he wanted to run shit. What did he do? The fuck did the guy do again? Somehow he pissed off God. Oh, I know. He tried to take over. He tried to take God's position. And God was like, oh, no, you didn't, right? And then cast him into this fucking pit of fire that never goes out. But somehow Satan is such a bad motherfucker that he sits in the flames and adapted. You know what I mean? Like somebody back in the day that had bronchitis, so they'd send him out to the desert to fucking dry out like that was going to cure you. He actually got cured to the point now Satan's down there and is just chilling. Oh, look who got up. Oh, Cleo, get over here. Now you got to itch fucking for 9 hours. Yeah, so now he's down there like fucking, Lucky Luciano hanging out at the fucking Flamingo. And then you go down there. You basically live your life the way he wanted you to. And then you show up at the club, and then he's mad at you, and then kicks the shit out of you. It doesn't make any sense. And technically, he's then punishing you for doing what he did. Is it like that's like the mailroom, like God's mailroom? So he's sitting there sorting envelopes, like he's still working for God. I really don't know how it works. I actually went to church this week. Oh Jesus! I went there, and the second I walk in, I just can't, I don't buy into any of it. I went with Nia's mom. We went to church. And what I try to do when I go in there is go above all of it and try to, connect with something like Whoopi Goldberg and Ghost. Try to connect with something else other than what they're saying. Like, literally, what they're preaching, it's like, You guys had the Holy Wars. You had the fucking Inquisition. I mean, you fucking... You know, when Jewish people after World War II were trying to get their shit back, like the amount of stuff that went into the Vatican, I mean, you were down with the Nazis. Like, how is this play? Like, how did Penn State lose all those victories, right? Lost all those victories, and what happened to the Catholic Church? You know, I've talked about this a zillion fucking times. They have broken on a global level every major fucking commandment that there is. And they just sit there. Holy, 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 Baba Buddha Juti. Fucking tell me how to live my life. Yeah, I just don't buy into it. And then the money basket came around. I'm like, I'm not giving these motherfuckers shit. And I was with Nia's mom, and I was like, I don't want to be an asshole in front of her, so I threw $5 in there. $5. I just paid $5 for the fucking defense attorney in a pedophile case. Kind of telling me I'm not going to hell right then for being so goddamn stupid. Yeah, it was. Then they had the guy. They had this Irish tenor guy who was singing all the songs. Keep in mind it, and he would do like this big conducting thing. He was like totally fucking into it to get the crowd going. Right? He had this awful suit on that didn't fit him, you know. Looks like he ate donuts and shit. And the preacher gave him a fucking shout out. He goes, this week, we would like to extend a congratulations to that guy over there who can't fit into his sport coat for 20 years of singing songs here at this church. And I want to say here's to another 50 years here at this church. Everybody clapped. And it's like, he's going to be dead in 50. We're all going to be, I'll be dead. Well, maybe not, right? 94. Hey, what's the deal with dentures? That's going to be a sad fucking day. Me fucking wheeling my ass onto the stage, fucking at 94 years old. You know, somebody with a Jetsons haircut interviewing me before the show. Do you still enjoy it? Do you still enjoy every night that I could get out there and bring a smile to people's faces? Fucking sitting there, instead of like bottled water backstage, I'll have like vital organs being grown to be inserted in me before I go out there. That's like the level of, that won't be available to me. Dick Cheney will have that shit. He'll still be walking around. Anyways, what the fuck was I just talking about? Oh, yeah, for another 50 years there at that church. He's going to be dead. Look at him. He's like 40 pounds over fucking weight. He's sliding into 50 at about 90 miles an hour without a helmet on. The way this guy's fucking eating. He's not going to make it. He probably has some fucking horrific collection of porn. He's not wearing a wedding ring. He's sweaty. Like, what is he doing? This guy's sad. He has no fucking life. I feel bad for him. Let's get him a haircut, get him a gym membership, and how about we make the last 7 years of his fucking life enjoyable? How about that? Why don't we go out and get a harlot for this guy? You know? The physical equivalent to a dozen donuts. He'll be able to relate. You know? I'm not even saying any of that's true, people. That's just what was going through my head when I was there. There was some guy in the pew, I hate that word, pew, in front of me, and he just looked like an evil motherfucker. You know, he was balding. He was like in his, he was like pushing 60. He was tan. He had fucking balding, but he still was dyeing his hair jet black, and he had a pinky ring and a bracelet on. Right there. Pinky ring and a bracelet. You're a dishonest motherfucker. All right? Unless you're a chick. If you're a guy and you're wearing that, you know, that Dr. Vinny Boombat's fucking outfit, that's it. You're a piece of shit. And he just, I don't know, when he looked over me, peace be with you. I want to be like, fuck you. Now, what do you mean? What? You know what it's for. Whatever the fuck you did since last Sunday with your pinky ring and your bracelet. I think, Jesus Christ, I think I was just sitting there judging people. You know, they had altar girls, you know. instead of the altar boys, just to keep the priests honest, which I thought was brilliant. That's a brilliant way to keep them away from little boys, is to let girls do it, because they were all girls. There was no boys there. What else can I trash about it? I can't even remember. He gave the homily, and I didn't remember one fucking thing that he said. He wasn't mic'd well. I couldn't understand what he was saying. I don't know. That was my little trip to fucking church. But I went. And I actually saw the confessionals. And I was thinking, Jesus, the shit that I have to get off my chest. But then I always think, like, why the fuck do I want to tell this guy? Why do I got to go in there, tell it to you, and then then you run it up the fucking line? Fucking weirdo. You just want to hear all the bad shit that I did? Because you're not allowed to go out and fucking bang abroad? Jesus, Bill. You're just going over old fucking points you've already made. We get it. Oh, Jesus, you don't like this shit. All right, let's conclude here. Let's try to bring this around to something positive. All right. Let's start with video games. Video games. Why don't you like them? Video games. See that? I always come up with like a jingle for everybody. Amazon.com. No, that's the wrong one. Gamefly.com, everybody. Did I almost say baby? Gamefly.com, baby. All right. Would you like to play 8,000 video games? Get a 2-week free trial? Huh? A $23 value? Jesus Christ. That's what it costs? $23? It's almost free anyways, and they're giving it to you for free. Let me tell you something. If I played video games, I would go to Gamefly.com. I would go to www.gamefly.com/Burr or click on the banner ad on my podcast page and get a free trial. And I would enjoy 8,000 video games for 2 weeks. And you know what I'd do after 2 weeks? I'd give them $23 for a membership. And I'd put on my virtual glasses and I would go to another world and I would kill the bad things. Right? And when I couldn't do it, I would get frustrated. And then I would go online and I'd find the cheats and I'd get all the weapons and I would finish the game in 20 minutes. It would make me feel good. Right? Then I would yell out at other people because I would feel guilty. Anyways, yeah, Gamefly.com/Burr. Go on there. Get all the video games that you could possibly ever want. Stack them all up around your face, and you won't have to deal with the world anymore. All right, Amazon.com. Would you like to help out this podcast and support the troops? Go to BillBurr.com. Click on the banner ad. Anytime you're going to buy something on Amazon, just do that. Click on the banner ad, the Amazon banner ad on my podcast page. It'll bring you directly to Amazon.com. You don't have to do anything else. Go out there, go buy yourself a ladle, whatever the hell you're looking for, a pegboard, possibly, like what I'm going to buy later on after this podcast. And they kick me a percentage of whatever, people buy, and then I take a percentage of that. I'm kicking an overall 10%, as I say every week, of the advertising money that I make. And I send it over to the Wounded Warriors Project. It's a great damn thing. And why not? After this last hour of filth and all the horrible things that I've said, it's nice that I can bring it around to this nice little moment here. Holy, holy, holy. All right, that's the fucking podcast. Go fuck yourselves. That's it. That's the podcast for this week. Please come out and see me at the first stop on the White Trash Tour. Where the hell am I going to be? I'm going to be at the Improv in Orlando, Florida. Would you like the exact dates? You want me to hold your hand through this whole thing? I know where Orlando is, but when am I supposed to be there? Oh, this fucking computer. Come on. Orlando Improv, September 7th, 8th, and 9th. It says September 7th and 8th. Is that true? I thought I was there for 3 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturdays when I'm there. Comedy Zone Charlotte, September 13th, 14th, and 15th. And I'll see you at the game on Sunday. By the way, if anybody has any ideas of some shit that I can go to, a gun store, something that's going to fucking be a cool thing to do in any of these cities, for the love of God, let me know, because God knows the Travel Channel never comes to your towns. Caroline's, the makeup date from July. I'm going to be there September 20, 21, 22, and 23. And I will be there with the teen idol sensation from the Opie and Anthony program, the one and only Joey Roses DeRosa. Okay, this is his farewell performance as a feature act. Okay, this is literally the end of an era. I can't even say he's arguably the greatest feature act of all time. He is the greatest feature act of all time. And we want to thank him, all the headliners in this country, for his dedicated service in the feature position for all of these years. He stayed there longer than he had to. Kind of like a blue chip prospect in college sports who leaves after his freshman or sophomore year. Joe is like the Tim Duncan of feature acts. He did all 4 years. And this is his farewell performance. Of course, he's going to get even more dressed up than usual, which usually is the one thing that if I could criticize him is the way he always outdresses me as a feature. But he always pulls back the reins on his talent, because he chooses what's good for the show over what's good for Joey Roses, okay? And that's why he's the greatest of all time. He did things in the feature position that have never been done before. And in the opening slot is Sean Patton, one of my favorite new comics out there. It's going to be a great show. All of us have drinking problems, so we'll be at the bar afterwards. Please come by and say hello. But don't overstay your welcome, if you know what I'm saying, right? Come by, little fucking high five, get a picture with Joey Roses on his final performance, and then move. Keep it moving, all right? Unless there's somebody there that's going to show us their tits. Okay? I think that's reasonable. I think that's a nice little zone that we can exist in, can't we? Then the Comedy Zone in Jacksonville, Florida. Okay? I have never been here before. If this is literally carved into the side of a fucking barn right next to a check cashing store, it will not surprise me. I'm really looking forward to seeing what human beings look like. Like, what if you were going to say, like, Jacksonville, Florida, you got A cities, you got B cities, C city. Like, where would you put that? You know what I mean? That was like the other day I was talking to somebody. We were talking about this guy who was dumb but wasn't mentally challenged. And I basically said, he got the F brain. Is basically it. That was my way of saying that, there's nothing wrong with him. He just got, there's the A brain, the B brain, the C. Like the A brain would be fucking, Bill Gates and those types of guys, Einstein. You get the deal, right? It's just like grading a paper. You get the F brain, you failed. You failed at life. There's nothing technically wrong with your brain. You know what? It's like a car. Like when they had the Z28, but they also had like the Rally Sport with like a V6 engine and no air conditioning. You got the brain version of that. All right? So I'm going into a city. I wouldn't even, when I say Jacksonville is an F, I wouldn't say an F. It's a D. It's a fucking D. All right? And you people in Jacksonville, if you're fucking offended by this, come out to the show and I will give you the floor. I will give you a minute during my show to stand up like it's a town meeting, and I want you to defend your fucking city and tell me why it deserves a better grade than a D. All right? You can tell me why you're better than Tampa. At the end of the day, to use that overly used expression, I'm going to be in all of these cities. So I'm not above them. You see that? That's me pretending like I'm being humble and down to earth right now. Hey, can I talk to you guys about that right now? Not being humble or pretending to be humble. The amount of hacky shit that's on the internet, like on Twitter, that somebody comes up with something and everybody dives on it. Like when people do that feeling when those tweets. You know what I mean? Like, why would you think when you're like the 90th fucking person to do it in the last minute that's still fucking cool? The shaking my head. Just a bunch of fucking hacks. And then they'll turn around and criticize movies and shit. Or a guy like Kid Rock. What's wrong with people? All right. Oh, full of shit, hypocritical Bill. That's it. I'm done. Go fuck yourselves. Have a great week. I know the podcast was a little late today, but, it's a day off. Stop acting like you were in your cubicle. You weren't doing shit today, right? Football season starts. Who do you like? Jesus, I can't end this podcast. I got to tell you this. I have fucking issue with the quarterback of my team. All right? I saw something very disturbing that started to start this season, and it had nothing to do with the horrific pass protection that I've seen in the preseason. It has to do with a particular quarterback on the cover of this magazine with a Doberman pincher, and the Doberman's growling, and he's also going like the dog too, and it's just not a good look. I remember there was a time when this particular individual said, I'm not into commercials and that. I just want to win championships. And now I'm looking at this guy with his perfect teen idol stubble on the cover of the magazine as if he said, hey, I have a shoot on Tuesday. What day should I stop shaving? I don't know. I'm hoping if I do this, this will be like the reverse jinx. Well, this will actually make him win a Super Bowl this year. Okay? Because we won that thing last year and fucking choked it away, and it still bugs me. We had that fucking game won. We had it won, and we fucking choked it away. Actually, I can't say choked it away because that takes away from the Giants' victory. I'll say this is what it is. We had the opportunity to win the game and choked. They then had the opportunity to win the game and did not. They delivered. We did not. All right? So I don't know what the fuck we're on magazine covers for, growling with dogs for when we came in second. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't, it's like back in the day when I used to watch Peyton Manning, lose another fucking playoff game, and next thing you know, he's driving down the fucking street in a Pacer waving at a camera, with a Gillette razor in his hand. I don't fucking understand that. Really, Bill, with 20 minutes of fucking advertising on your podcast, you don't get it, you dumb cunt? All right, I'm out of here. See you.